Yeah, all right, just a second. Let me go ahead and, oh, I was going to read this, this thread. Sorry, just 1 second. Okay. So this is a thread here. Let's see. Twitch banned streamer indefinitely due to having too many subs and not streaming enough, claiming fraudulent subs and replies with unprofessional email. Okay, let's see it. Twitch, you just banned someone who is using your platform to run a business on the grounds that I'm a fraud. I have 1,300 subs and I stream once a week. You know, one of my sub perks was to Craig set up on iRacing. No research was given into what I did. No questions were asked. From the first email, you did nothing to help. You just assumed that I was being a fraud. 1,300 subs and 300 plus of that number. None used Twitch Prime. Oh, sorry. And 300 that are used none Twitch Prime. Okay. By the way, most professional email I've ever received. Greetings. We do not pay out fraudulent revenue. Is this why you have not been paid out? Oh, this is why. Do you not notice how you have well over 1,000 subs whenever you stream, no one talks? Then when your stream is offline, you have hundreds of subs. For everyone whose access to the email just ran out, email Twitch support and ask for a full refund. Okay. Engaging in fraudulent activity. High school email. Okay, just a second. So I mean, like, for background info, I was streamer runs a setup shop for iRacing, a racing simulator. He gives free access to a setup shop for the cars if you sub to him through Twitch. I mean, this doesn't look good. I mean, like, let's be honest. This doesn't look good. Now, yeah, you're right. Everything could be fake. I mean, the person isn't well known enough to where, you know, like, they probably would be, like, very, I guess, like, afraid to do any sort of a thing, like, making it up that's fake. I mean, and that's always something that you should consider. And I want to make sure you guys understand that. You should always never jump to conclusions. Always be skeptical. But let's assume that all of this is true. Okay, let's just for the sake of argument. Because, like, you know, yeah, obviously it could all be fake. I had no idea they could ban you for having subs and not streaming. Yeah, McConnell, I'll see you later, man. Okay, let's see. Where's the rest of this? I'm going to post it myself. The entire situation. Contact somebody who does not play a driving simulator like iRacing. Craig Williams ran a service for a game called iRacing. Racing setup screen for the Audi. Holy shit. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. I can't even read all that. This is the aero confirmations of the car. His website, craigsetupshop.uk. Okay, so... Okay. So... So here's what they need to do. Okay, let me just look here. Let me take this off and actually, you know what? Let me just start making a group for King's Rest. Get it done. All right, just a second. Watch the H3 video on why Twitch will fail as a platform. Is it because they didn't give H3 enough money and they're salty about the situation, so they're saying negative things about Twitch? Is that it? Like, why Twitch will fail as a platform? They're owned by Amazon, right? I have nothing against H3, but like, here's a bit of advice. Don't take projections on if a company is going to be successful or not whenever you're dealing with people that weren't able to reach a successful deal with the company. I wonder what Method would say about Red Bull being successful in the esports scene. You know what I mean? Like, come on, guys. Let's be a little bit more realistic here. It doesn't mean that Twitch is doing everything right, but whenever you bring up examples and things like that that are just a little bit biased, it devalues your whole argument. That's really all there is to it. I can't wake up. Biggest company owns Twitch. It's going to fail. Yeah, Twitch is not going to fail. Like, you really think Twitch is going to fail because of some random guy that has how many followers getting banned? No, nobody cares. It doesn't impact the viewer experience. It doesn't matter. Like, people get their YouTube channels demonetized, and like, it's ironic to hear that Twitch is going to fail whenever YouTube has been sitting around doing dumbass motherfucking shit for years, and they're still the biggest platform. In 5 years, they're going to be the biggest platform, and in 10 years, they're going to be the biggest platform, and they've been the biggest platform for 10 years. You know why? Because they're owned by fucking Google. And Google has a monopoly on it because they spend a ton of money on hosting all the fucking, the videos there. And apparently I think they lose money on YouTube or something like that. No, they don't care about the adpocalypse because they have nowhere better to go. Like, they have nowhere better to go. He isn't banned. He just isn't getting paid for fraud? Well, I don't know about that. I mean, not getting paid and getting banned. Like, I don't know why. That makes even less sense. If the dude's committing fraud, why don't you ban him? Like, I don't know. It seems kind of... Well, actually, I guess you can't, because then people could just sub-bot somebody else's account and get them banned. Yeah, it's not a good idea. Never mind. Yeah, okay, I'm going back on that. Bad idea. Let's see. Google loses money just to see things work. See if things work. Yeah, they're about to do that with Stadia, too. But listen, here's the thing. Twitch isn't going to fail. They're buying market share. Like, literally, they have content creators... the biggest live streaming content creators locked in the contracts that are basically being paid through Amazon Twitch Prime, subsidizing them having the biggest market share of a live streaming service. Nobody's going to go over and stream on another platform in the long term, because not only will they not make as much money probably, but on top of that, then their audience is going to diminish over that period of time. You really think Stadia isn't going to work? Are you serious? Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe it will, maybe it won't. I mean, I think like a video game streaming service like that, that's like a $10 thing. I'm very curious to see how it's going to go, but I don't really have like very high expectations, because the space in which like they're, you know, it's like the industry and like the market for which they're doing that in, I don't know how big that market is going to be. But maybe you're right, because there are tons of people who would say, oh, I wish I could play blank, but I don't have a good enough computer. So maybe you're right. I wouldn't necessarily bet on it doing very well, though, personally. Google shut down when it doesn't rake in millions monthly. Well, I think as long as it makes money, they're gonna keep it. I use cloud gaming all the time on GeForce now. Well, I mean, maybe I don't even really know how cloud gaming works. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I don't. Are you basically like remotely playing the game through like effectively, like just for simplicity's sake, you're remotely playing the game through somebody else's PC? Is it that effective? Yes. Okay, I mean, maybe, you know, I'm not a big, like, that's the thing, is I'm not like a huge, like, gamer, you know, so I don't know how big that's gonna be. I really don't. I mean, like, maybe that could be really big. I could see it being really big, absolutely. Pretty much, yes. Yeah, I don't know. Look up shadow gaming. Yeah, I understand. So let's get back to this post here. I never assume these things are real, but let's think of another example. There was a girl who said that she got banned for saying that there were two genders. Is there anybody in this chat who's not retarded who believed that was true? Like, is there anybody who's not retarded, like, who actually believed that? I mean, I say there's two genders all the time. Like, there's a million other people that have said the same thing. They didn't ban her for that. But people get up in arms about this because they, and I don't know this, right? I'm just guessing, okay? I would bet $1 million that's not why she got banned, right? Yeah, last stream. Sorry, guys, I'm done. Change Crowder's mind. Well, here's the point that I'm making here, is that whenever somebody gets banned, they create the narrative of how they got banned and why they got banned. Because of this person who's able to create a narrative of how and why they got banned, that makes Twitch look bad. Because it's not like they're going to say, well, I actually called somebody the N-word in a whisper 6 months ago, and, you know, whenever they actually looked at my account, they saw that and they perma-banned me, right? Or something like that. They're never going to say that. They're always going to say something that's going to make them look good. Why? Because that's what people do. And so anyway, we can never really be sure. Man, have periods too? Well, some of them do. Let's see, gender is a spectrum and sometimes NPCs. Well, listen, like the point, I don't want to get in an argument about this, right? But like, I'm not a big, look, I'm not a biologist. I don't know. It seems like there's two. I don't spend a lot of my time thinking about this because it doesn't matter to me, okay? What matters to me is, you know, like living my life and doing things that make me happy, right? I'm not going to worry about somebody else's gender. I just don't care. It's really all there is to it. I try to care about as few things and as few people as possible. And I just focus on myself and the people that I do care about. And that's it. That's my best advice to a lot of other people too. I think that's a good way of doing things. But anyway, gender spectrum, I don't want to deal with it. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. And I don't want to like argue about this. I simply don't know enough about it to have any sort of like a real opinion about it. Besides, I'm just, you know, going off of what's seems like it. Why am I even talking about this? Anyway, the point that I'm making is that the way that Twitch works is that the person that gets banned creates a narrative around why they got banned. Twitch obviously cares about their PR. They care a lot about their PR. How do I know that? Because it's like, I feel like half of the bans that people get wouldn't have happened if there wasn't like an article about it. Something like that, right? If it had just blown over and nobody really gave a shit, there would have never been like anything about it. It would have just been like, okay, yeah, it's the same fucking thing. Who gives a fuck, right? But Twitch, like, let's say something hits Kotaku. Let's say something hits, you know, all these other websites, Alinity. Well, Alinity's different, right? It depends on, like, so basically today, somebody got banned for, I read this on LSF today. What was it again? What did they get banned for? It was like some sort of like an SJW thing, right? What was it again? No, not gifting subs. Different. The Hitler skin, right. So somebody had a skin of Hitler in Minecraft, and they logged on to the character, and they started laughing at it, and then they logged off. And Twitch banned them for 30 days. Now, here's the truth. Things that are politically incorrect are very scary to advertisers because they don't want to have a Twitter movement happen against them that's led by some person that always replies to Donald Trump's tweets and has hashtag resist in their bio with their pronouns, and they're going to start talking and complaining about this. They don't want to deal with that. I think maybe Twitch cares about this, right? Here's the way that I determine if Twitch cares about something. Did they ban for it before advertising was such a huge part of their business plan? Because if they didn't ban for it then, the odds are the reason they're banning for it now is to protect advertising revenue. That just makes sense. Because that's the thing that's changed in that period of time is advertising revenue, right? That's all there is to it. The fact is that there are things that are very, very bad for advertisers. So like sexism, racism, xenophobia, these types of things, the words that you hear on Fox News, all right, not Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, the boogeyman words that you hear all the time, those words are very scary to advertisers. So if somebody gets called that or does something that could be interpreted in that way, I'm not saying this is good or bad. I don't like this, but it's the truth. This is the way things go. Twitch will ban them for it because they want to protect their advertising revenue. That is the goal. The goal is not to be fair. The goal is not to be just. The goal is not to promote free speech. The goal is to make money. That's all there is. Reddit revolutionaries? No, I trust me, I think it's stupid too. But you have to look at reality too at the same time. I mean, this is it. The guy forgot to change his skin before logging on. Yeah, but then you laugh at it and I don't know. To me, it seems like, and again, I don't care. Do I think they should have banned him for that? I don't know. Probably not. That seems like it's a little bit much. But because it's an edgy joke. At the end of the day, it's an edgy joke. And are edgy jokes against TOS? Well, let me tell you, from first-hand experience, they usually are. Do you know how many terrible jokes that I would tell constantly every day on my stream all the time, and I can't tell those anymore because I get in trouble? A lot. It sucks. But, I mean, it's the world that we live in. There's nothing I can do about it. A lot. You go back and watch one of my... if you watch an Asmongold highlights, probably 1 through 20, I can't even watch those on my stream anymore. That's how bad they are. And I can't do that anymore on the website. And it sucks. It really, really sucks. But there's nothing that I can't... There's no other website that's competing that's actually going to be able to do a better job. And here's one thing that I hear a lot of naive kids say. Well, there needs to be another website that's going to come out and they're going to, basically take Twitch's market share away from them because they won't do this. The moment... Yeah, DLive, right? Is anybody stupid enough to believe that DLive won't do the exact same thing as soon as Amazon, or not Amazon, but as soon as Coca-Cola calls them for an ad deal? Imagine an executive at DLive saying, no, we don't want to take your $50 million ad deal because we're more focused on making sure that our content creators can say the N-word. Does anybody believe that would happen in this imaginary world that we live in? No, of course not. They don't care. They're basically, it's like, you know how people like they act like certain like type, they act like an incel, for example, right? Or they act like they don't have a girlfriend or something like that. They act a certain way in order to try to get a certain audience, at least to an extent. Those same people are in all positions in life. They can act like everybody has morality. Everybody has ethics. Everybody has, things that they live life by, until something that's completely the opposite comes along and decides to give them money for doing the opposite. And then every time it changes. Every time. Every time. Anybody who believes that any of these corporations care anything about anything besides money are fucking clueless. Health insurance executive, yeah. It's dumb though. Like, no, this is it. Doesn't know what blockchain is? Well, listen, like, I don't. Actually, I don't. I want to learn more. Does blockchain have to do with, like, Bitcoin and stuff? I always wanted to learn more about that, but I've never really had the time and, like, really been invested in it enough to learn more. But I do actually want to learn more about that. It's very interesting to me. Blockchain, whatever. Yeah, I don't know enough about that to make any sort of a comment. But the point that I'm making, right, is that these companies care about money. DLive cares about money. They all do. And the moment that you think they're on your side and they're doing great, that's when they'll betray you. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Program I do, I agree. 1,000-foot interview if you want. I'll have to look. Maybe I'll start on some YouTube videos, and then I'll have I'll have some groundwork to go off of first. Blockchain is a buzzword. Well, I don't know it enough to even know it's a buzzword. I have no idea. When will you betray us? Well, there are people that thought that I betrayed them in multiple periods of time, right? Oh, the new Asmon is different than the old Asmon, whatever. The truth is that I'm more real now than I ever have been because I can afford to be. A lot of these people always say what's popular opinion, right? They always do what's popular because they're afraid of the backlash in case somebody disagrees with them. They never want to speak out and think for themselves because they're afraid of having people dislike them. I don't worry about that anymore. Like, my stream's doing great. And, like, yeah, obviously I don't have great days every single day, but almost every day we do pretty goddamn well. My stream's doing amazing. Thank you guys, by the way. This is who I am. I don't need to pretend anymore. Why do I need to pretend?